Nowadays, pretty much every release is touted as must-buy, must-have, genre-defining, console-defining, but every now and then something special comes along that surprises you by actually living up to these near-impossible descriptions. The World Ends With You for DS is just one such title. Set in the trendy Shibuya district of modern-day Japan, you follow moody, lone wolf teenager Neiko as he finds himself bereft of his memory and trapped in an unusual psychic game in some sort of parallel Shibuya which overlays the real world and which only players and the game's controllers, the Reapers, and a few other mysterious characters are aware of. Neiko must team up with a partner, a very difficult first step for him in his emotional journey through the game, and together they must complete various missions by working out the Reaper's cryptic clues and using the psychic powers available to players to battle a host of monsters known as the Noise, or face erasure. The plot may or may not grab you as particularly inspired, and the trendy, urban, Japanese-style artwork and teenaged emotional tones, while definitely at the top end of the spectrum in terms of quality, may or may not be to your taste. But even if they aren't, please do not dismiss this game on these grounds, as there is a hell of a lot going on here underneath its fashionably slick exterior. The world is really dense and actually recognisable to those who know the real Shibuya. And more than that, interesting gameplay elements have been fused with this sense of world coherence. For example, Neiko can use his psychic abilities to scan the minds of Shibuya's inhabitants, which will sometimes provide you with information needed for completing tasks, but sometimes will just add a feeling of depth and reality to the world as you glimpse into their lives and concerns. Early on, you also learn how to implant ideas into people's heads to influence their actions. Things like fashion and shopping are much more complex than standard customization features for looks or stats. For example, you need to pay attention to what clothes are cool in which areas, as outfits will work differently accordingly. Now, I'm not entirely happy about buying into this kind of mindset, but as a game mechanic, it's pretty damn interesting. There are also realistic touches like needing to increase your bravery stats to be able to wear particularly daring outfits, and developing relationships with shopkeepers if you buy from them regularly, which results in tips and better items becoming available. The combat system is also really dense. Your characters fight using psychic powers granted by the possession of special pins. There are over 300 in the game, and each has a different attack. Neiko can wear a limited number of pins which you can choose and rotate, and the pins level up with use. This, combined with all the items available and various other character sheet options, gives you a huge amount of customization potential and control. And there are also cool metagame features, such as being able to level up your pins by opening wireless connections or when the DS is off. In a battle, you and your partner fight the same Noise in two different realms. You fully control Neiko on the bottom screen, activating his powers using various touchscreen commands. You also control Neiko's partner on the top screen by matching button combos on the D-pad. This simultaneous fighting sounds bloody difficult, and that's because it is. But you can choose to let your partner run on autopilot or to share control while you get the hang of it, and once you do, it's really quite exciting. You're also rewarded for synchronising with your partner and taking hold of the battle on both screens, for example with special fusion attacks. On the downside though, even leaving your partner on autopilot and just coordinating both move and attack for Neiko with the stylus is tricky enough at first, and when you start trying to control your partner too, it can seem impossible. I got stuck on one battle for ages really early on, and as you can't skip dialogue screens in this text-heavy game any faster than one speech bubble at a time, running through this one pre-battle exchange over and over again, only to wash out in the fight, became pretty trying. In fact, I was getting so frustrated that I nearly just stopped playing altogether. But perseverance really pays off, and combat does start to click after a bit of practice, and after the first few missions the game world opens up gloriously in a more than worthy reward for that hard work, and it really does become a joy to play. The World Ends With You earns a full 5 stars from me, being one of the deepest, most coherent games on the DS to date.